This is the point that we were making before about Nancy Pelosi. And I listen, we take phone calls here. We take IMs. We read emails. If somebody wants to come and argue to me, because I get a lot, and I've been saying this on Twitter for months and months about Nancy Pelosi's failure. Never mind on an ideological level, on a pure partisan political level, that she has failed. If somebody wants to come in with an argument, I am desperate to hear a counter argument. But even based upon her own metrics, Nancy Pelosi failed. She failed. There is no rationale for what she's been doing. Here is somebody asking a very simple question of her, which she cannot answer. That in and of itself is a failure.
This is a CNN reporter.
CNN reporter, Manu Raju.
Well, don't waste their time.
Oh, that was, yeah.
Something up with the video file. So.
Okay, well, I mean,
she's walking away, and he asked her the question. It's not like.
Well, she would not call him. There was only about 4 or 5, according to the tweet, there was only 4 or 5 people in the conference. And he says, why are you taking this bill when you wouldn't take the other bill? Now, her response before was that Joe Biden is president and we don't need to worry about this stuff anymore or something.
Yeah.
That was what it was like 2 weeks ago. Let's play it again. Sorry.
So thank you all very much.
It's better than the Mnuchin proposal. He proposed $1.8 trillion.
Yes, so he says Pelosi wouldn't call on me at the press conference, so he had to ask that question as she was walking out the door, basically shouting it at her. This is CNN, which is becoming a pattern. Even though just 5 reporters were there, she left the press conference as I asked her the question. She ignored my question in the hallway as well. The reason she can't answer that question is because there is no good answer, except for that she was politically making a calculation that Democrats, and most importantly, Trump, would be out of office. Democrats would benefit if they filibustered on this, not literally, but on this relief bill that Mnuchin and Trump wanted to do, which was $1.8 trillion, and had the state and city funding that we needed, and had $1,200 checks, I believe, and had UI that extended longer. We don't know the full details, but this is half of that, and she can't explain why this is better, except that now a vaccine's coming in answer to our prayers, as she says.
And here's the thing, is that even if the answer is we didn't want to help Donald Trump, you now have had 45 days to come up with a better answer, even if it's a fake one. It's do some politics. Why are you running away? Why can't you, isn't anybody work in her office?
Well, just lie and say McConnell was going to shut it down and I didn't want to gum up the works with a bill that wasn't going to pass. I needed to use my political capital, which, who even knows? Put McConnell in that
that's
position.
A bad answer, too, because
it's better than walking away.
Well, I think the answer is Donald Trump is not a legitimate negotiating partner. Donald Trump, you cannot believe anything he says. Donald Trump, and okay, why wouldn't you say that? Well, maybe Donald Trump will get mad and he won't sign this bill. I mean, give me a break here. There is so many, who's that going to hurt? If you're going to do politics, do politics. Come up with an answer that helps instead of always being on the back foot, instead of running out of come up with an answer, do some politics. It's just unbelievable to me. It's just unbelievable.
But the problem is that she knows that the media, besides, yes, this is good by Manu Raju. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his name right now. She knows that the media, for the most part, they fetishize the idea of compromise and don't look at the individual issues in the bill and say, okay, well, this proposal is better, this proposal is worse, because they don't want to appear biased. We in the fun half last week, we played a clip of them asking Bernie Sanders on CNN, Wolf Blitzer, don't you know what's at stake? Don't you know how much people are hurting, when he was pushing for more money for the checks. But you can't make that argument without talking substantively about what is better and what helps people more than what doesn't. So she's not going to be held to account because the media doesn't substantively differentiate between the $900 billion stimulus and the $1.8 trillion one.
Well, I mean, the CNN is. I mean, fair enough. They don't look at the substance, but I just think you come out and you say, I'm sorry. Have you been watching Donald Trump for the past 4 years? You think I'm going to take his word for it? Mitch McConnell was against the bill. Donald Trump was lying about it. There was nothing there. I was negotiating with air. There was no 1 point. I mean, that's the way, like, I don't know if that's true.
That's the rhetorical point that you're making, as opposed to.
I'm just saying, do some politics somewhere along the line here.
They don't.
It's just unbelievable to me, but I don't know.
The Democrats never do politics. They never make their own case because they're obsessed with deal making, regardless of what is in the deal. And that is the fundamental problem with the party that's supposed to be to the left of the right-wing party. They care a lot about what's in the text of the deal. They care a lot about if there's a giveaway to corporations, or if there's a liability shield, or if there's less money for unemployment and less money for working people. They give a damn about that. But Democrats know, as long as we have a deal, there's a vaccine coming and there's a blue guy sitting in the White House soon. So that's an answer to our prayers. They don't give a shit about the substance. So the media doesn't either. And the Republicans do care. They care, and they fight like hell for there to be their proposed issues in the bills. So it's just, it drives me insane. I get your rhetorical point too, but I'm just frustrated about the fact that, like,
right,
we're not talking about what is being provided for people.
It just seems like the worst of both worlds, right? Because they're so obsessed with deals and pragmatism and, you know, playing 20-dimensional chess or whatever over, I don't know, maybe more grand ideological considerations. But then it doesn't even work, right?
That's
they're
exactly.
Bad chess players.
Exactly. I mean, it's like, I think that's why I always say, like, there's two different arguments. There's one, the ideological one, which I am on a different side, I think, than at least you know, where Nancy Pelosi is on this in terms of like PAYGO and the concept of like not spending and et cetera, et cetera. But then there's just sort of like you're playing chess and you're bad at it. I mean, you're just bad at it.